week's tip is going to be on this tea cozy, and this is another one that I've been working on. I've nearly finished. I've just got to sew the tail on, which is going to be this month's tip. But this is my Punky Tiger tea cozy, and because it's based on a tiger, it's got tiger skin, and then it's got a tail, and these are his teeth up here. He's a bit, they look like punky studs, don't they, or you know, Milwaukee and that kind of feel. And I just think it's a really lovely punky little tea cozy, and it's fun and cute, and I love the colours. It's just vibrant, isn't it? It pops, it really pops. Anyway, this is what I'm going to be showing you the tip on, and the tip is going to be about sewing the tail on. And I've sewn the base on by doing mattress stitch around here, but the rest of it it's not sewn on at all. Look, I can put my finger through, but I'm going to sew that tail in place from the inside of the tea cozy so nobody sees the stitches. Right, so as I said, this part's already been sewn down using mattress stitch, and I'm going to work from the inside to sew that tail down. Do you know what? I need a bit of a tip myself, really, of how to keep my balls nice. Look at the state of that. I don't know. Right, so here it is. And you can see I've got, look, pins in with big ends, because otherwise you lose them in your knitting. But if they're colourful and big, you can still see them, which is great. And I'm just going to thread up my needle. That's that. And I'm going to put my specs on because I can't see a thing. Right, great. So I'm going to start down this end. This is the end of tail end, or the start of tail. Which is it? I can't work out if it's the end of tail or start of tail. Anyway, I'm just going to do a few stitches on top of each other just to secure my new yarn. That's it. Now that's attached. So now I can feel with my fingers that the tail's there and the top of the tail's around there somewhere. So I'm going to work along here, sewing the tail on. You know, it's great having little tips, isn't it, about how to sew up? Because for me, I just do this naturally, thinking I'm going to sew that on the inside. But, you know, not everybody knows that, you know, oh, you could do that. But it just makes it so, you know, the stitches are invisible. And it's just a whole lot easier. You know, you're not faffing around and... That's it. So I just work along and I'm feeling my way so that I can see the tails there. And I'm feeling my way along. I think the tail comes here. That's where the top of the tail is. So I'll just nip up this bit here along my tail. There's a part of the tail that I don't want it to lean against. Look, I want it to stop there so it stands upright on its own, away from the teapot. So I'm getting close now. Oh look, I can see the needle. Can you see the needle coming through? That's my stop marker there. So I'll get up to that part, and now what I'm going to do is turn here, and I'm going to come down the other side of the tail. So look, the bottom edge is there, which is about there. So I'm going to come in just shy of that. And so the stitches are hidden. And I'm, you know, that needle is going right into that tail. So it's properly catching it on. It's not going to come off. You don't want to lose your tail. And look, it comes right down onto the black here. So I need to come down into the black area and sew it on. Oh, it doesn't want to go through there. Oh, there it is. Look, there's a bit of funny stuffing. Sometimes the stuffing stops you from putting your needle through. Right, and that is coming back to the end, and I'm about running out of yarn, so I'm going to finish off here near that needle. We'll take that pin out over there, and I'm just going to finish off with a couple of stitches on top of each other. And I'm not going to cut it in this area, because if I do, I'll have a tufty bit. So I'm going to push it through the tail and bring it out there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give that a bit of a tug so it's taut. And when I snip it, it'll retract into the tail and it's gone forever. It won't work its way out. Now I can remove the pins. Remove all the pins. There we go. Where's the other one? There. Is that a pin? That's a stitch. That's all the pins. I'll just give it a squeeze. If I scream, I've found another pin. All right. And then we put it back on. That's it. And it's firmly attached. The stitches aren't visible. It stands away as I wanted it to, so that's brilliant. And that's it. And that's sewing things on from the inside. You see, I've gone round on the outside on this. I've just done little back stitches just on the white, on the cast on edge. And they're okay. But on the tail, I wanted it sewing on from the inside, so you can't see the stitches. I think it looks really snazzy. This Tea Cosy, the knitting pattern, will be on the website in June. I can't remember what date. I'll put the date down below, so if you're interested in knitting a punky tiger Tea Cosy, you'll be able to knit one too. So I'll put that information down below.